Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. It says Allah, indeed the number of months with Allah is 12 months. So in Allah's calendar, you're only and only allowed to have 12 months. Not 11 months, not 13 months, always 12 months. 1, 2, 1, 2, 12. Verse number 37, it's indeed El-NASIE, means the month of El-NASIE. El-NASIE, and I'm going to show that to you. The 13th month is an increase in disbelief, by which those who have disbelieved are led further astray. So they make it, what is that it referring to? To El-NASIE. So basically they make El-NASIE, they make this month lawful 1 year, basically forbidden or haram 1 year, and unlawful another year. So this was the month that they would insert into the calendar. This was the 13th month that they would insert into the calendar, and sometimes they would make it forbidden or haram, and sometimes they wouldn't make it forbidden or haram. So Allah is telling us where it was being inserted, right? To correspond to the number made unlawful by Allah. So keep that in mind. You just have to know this before I start talking about the other topics in this video. So just based on this verse, let's do a recap. There are only 12 months in Allah's calendar. The 13th month used to be called El-NASIE at the time of the Prophet, or El-NASIE, doesn't matter. El-NASIE used to be inserted at the end of the calendar every third year, and that's the case with all lunisolar calendars, because the lunar calendar is short, 11 days. Every year you're losing 11 days. So every third year, 3 times 11, so 3 times 11 equals 33. And there is another hint for you. For those of you, 3 times 11, 33. For those of you who are familiar with occult, you know what 33 stands for, and that's the sign of lunisolar calendar. So you are 33 days short every 3 years, and that's where they insert the month of El-NASIE. They insert this month in order to recover. So sometimes they would consider this month a haram or forbidden, and sometimes they wouldn't. Okay, this is a screenshot of Coptic Orthodox Church months. This is the month of El-NASIE. This is current. This is not from ancient times, but this is an ancient calendar that Coptic Christians, even as of today, are following. And look, what do you have? What do you see here? The 13th month. What's the name of the 13th month? El-NASIE, the month of Nasi. So this was their 13th month. We no longer have that in the current Islamic calendar because it was removed at the time of the Prophet. Prophet got rid of that. What was Prophet's calendar? A fully solar calendar, 365 days. I explained that in my videos. But the remnant of Nasi is still with us. And I'm showing this to you because Coptic Christians are some of the most ancient Christians in the world that still exist. So they still have this month of El-NASIE. So let's look at this. Let's read this together. It says, Pikogi and Enavot, also known as El-NASIE, is the 13th and last month of the Coptic calendar. So again, you see the exact same concept. The 13th month, the last month of the calendar that they would insert in the calendar. Now, Coptic calendar starts at a different time compared to Muslim calendar, but the concept is still there, that month of El-NASIE. This is another screenshot of the Coptic calendar, and you can see that their 13th month is called the month of El-NASIE. So the month of El-NASIE is the 13th month of the Coptic calendar that they inserted at the end of the calendar. This is a screenshot from Wikipedia. You can do a research yourself. It's a very famous, very well-known calendar. These are the Coptic months, right? So again, the 13 months. And let me just zoom in a little bit. And as you can see, this is the 13th month. And this is the month of Nasi. So some of you might be asking, well, how did the El-NASIE worked, right, for us? So this is the actual calendar of the current Islamic calendar that I have. Just so, again, just to make sure, you know, this is Northern Hemisphere. This is Southern Hemisphere. So this is Northern Hemisphere. The seasons are different than Southern Hemisphere. So just so you know that. So this is, as you can see, these are the last 4 months of Haram. Surah Toba makes it, or the chapter 9 of the Quran makes it very clear that the last 4 months are at the end of the year. So you would have a 13 months. So this would be the month of El-NASIE. So this would be the month of El-NASIE that would be added here, right here. So this would be the month of El-NASIE. I'm just going to create this. So they would insert this every 3rd year. Why? As I mentioned, lunar calendar is 11 days shorter than solar calendar. So basically, you're always 11 days shorter. Now, every 3 years, you have lost how many? 33 days. So every 3 years, you have lost 33 days. So every 3rd year, you have to insert a 13th month in all lunisolar calendars in order for your calendar to stay in sync with seasons. Otherwise, your calendar is going to be completely out of sync with season, just like the full lunar Islamic calendar that the Sunni and Shia people follow, the associators follow, the worshippers of Akbar. So, and that's what Allah is talking about, the month of El-NASIE. And what does Quran tells us? يُحِلُّونَهُ Aman wa yuharrimunahu ama. What does it mean? It means they make it lawful. Yuhallunahu, they make it lawful 1 year and unlawful in another year. So technically, what happens is that now these 4 months should be forbidden, right? So these 4 becomes the last 4 months of the year. However, what Arabs apparently used to do in pre-Islamic period is that they would insert the 13 months, and sometimes they would make this forbidden, but they wouldn't do that. Sometimes they would not make this forbidden, and they would keep these forbidden. So technically they would cheat. So the last month of the year, before the new year starts, before the spring equinox, would end up being halal or permissible. Basically, they could wage war. Maybe they had a warmer winter, and the winter months were not that, there was not that much rain, it was not that cold. So they actually would use the last month of winter to wage wars or attack other people or be in war and things like that. So they would manipulate it based on what they needed, because they would say, okay, El-NASIE is not a forbidden month, so we are going to keep these 4 months forbidden, and the last month of the year before the spring starts, they would keep that month as permissible for war. This could not be any more clear in the Quran that the 13th month is ziyadatun fil kufr. It means an increase in disbelief. Now, I know you are thinking that that's actually better than what the current Muslims are following. I know, remember, these are not Muslims. That's what you have to understand. These people are not Muslims. These people have invented their own religion of hadith. They have nothing with Prophet Muhammad, nothing in common. Allah makes it very clear. The number of yawms, the number of in the Quran is how many days? 365 times. So Allah is telling us 365 days in the year. For Shahr, Allah tells us there is 12 months. Anyway, peace and blessings to all of you.